any surface and I'll run. I'm Adam Ribeiro, 31 years old, Brazilian, from Lowell, Massachusetts. I'm a husband, a soon-to-be dad to a little girl, and I like to run long distance. So back in 2016, I came across obstacle course racing, and I decided to try it out, and it was really fun, but my running was awful, so then I decided to start doing it more and found trail running, because luckily my parents had some trails right nearby their house. And from trail running, I started discovering more about ultra running, and that's when I found that's my calling right there. So after a few years of already running and constantly going for my runs to train, like whether it's local or sometimes going to my parents, which they had the trail where I began running, I was one day doing a long run, and I came across a little sign that said Boroughs Loop. So I was like, I wonder, what does this mean? So later on after that run, I decided to search and found out that's actually a new big loop trail that they were developing around the area. And it consists of going through Marlborough, West Borough, North Borough, and South Borough for a total of like roughly 30 miles. Like, this looks pretty cool. I would love to give this a try. It was fun. At the end of it all, like, it took me about 6 hours and 40 minutes to complete it that first time. I was really, really sore by the end of it, and I didn't know if I was gonna want to do it again pretty soon, but the following year I decided I wanted to try the loop again now that I had a better idea of the navigation, and that I just felt more confident about my skills and my running at that point. So the second time I decided to do unsupported, which meant she didn't come with me. I just carried the water and fuels and everything with me. And after 5 hours and 7 minutes, I finished the loop, which was a tremendous amount of no difference between the first time. But yeah, I mean, it was good, but it was not as fun when you have other people there to cheer you on. So after 14 weeks of training for the marathon, I got to run my marathon and qualify for Boston 2024. Right after that, a week after that I qualified for Boston, I was like, since I have the marathon endurance and speed and everything right now, maybe I should go and give it a shot at the Boroughs Loop and leave it all out there and see what time I can get this time. Right now there's two variations going on. They have the older version where a trail system that was not opened yet. So a lot of times we had to bypass going by a street called the West Street, I believe. And recently, this past December, I believe, they opened up the new session, which you go through a new trail system and then you land on another street called Pleasant Street. So those are the two variations right now that the route's kind of going for. So I actually decided to invite Pierre and Nick, which has held the previous FKT as well for the older version, to come and support me on this goal to accomplish the new course. The goal is to just really push hard, leave it all out there, see what the marathon legs still got on me. So
damn, dude. You've done this whole loop before?
yeah, I've done that carrying everything on you once.
I think I remember.
I've done this thing 3 times actually. Hi, Lila. You want to help too?
In the video.
Yeah. How you been? Yeah. We're gonna do the right path. first few miles are pretty nice and usually pretty, I mean, starting from the Sudbury Reservoir, they're pretty mellow. It's a lot of cheap roads, wide roads, nothing technical. Then I'm heading to Southborough all the way to like mile 9 or 10. Me and my pacer that was with me, Nick, just kept chatting, keeping each other entertained, which helped a lot. The trails were still pretty smooth, nothing technical. A lot of it, same thing, just rolling, grassy parts, few rooty or rocky sections. When I started trail running, that really captured me and kept me going back for it. It was just that you would always like exploring different parts of your, even like whether your local area or mountains that you wouldn't know unless you went by it by feet. Like there were no other ways to access it. So I really enjoy that part of the adventure side, or sometimes just feeling so little in the middle of this big like forest or woodsy area. So it was just kind of a very nice, peaceful way to kind of like decompress and just be out there with nature.
Really fast on 10, so I think you got 3 or 4. I can a little bit.
And so far, everything was feeling pretty good. I definitely started needing a few more extra calories. Got to take a quick stop there again. Ate some quesadilla. Grabbed the clementine, as usually it's one of my favorite treats and those kind of things to bring you with me. And we took off again. After stop 6, mile 22, that's when the big road miles begin as I head towards the Marlborough High School section. And I pick up the first pacer again, Nick Bowles, and he could sense that I was a little bit already starting to hurt. He was like, "How can I help?" He was like, "Well, just keep making sure that I don't bitch too much or just keep moving." He's like, "I'll do that." All right.
Keep it close. Let's do it, Adam. Let's go.
Kept just trucking through it. The new section was a little bit rugged just because it was still very dirty, not much trail cleaning or maintenance there yet. And it could definitely be a little bit tricky, but thankfully Pierre was there and he kept reassuring me like, I'm your human GPS, you're not gonna get lost. Right after that, they all just kind of sent me off by myself to kind of take those last 2 miles on my own, which was kind of nice. I mean, the supportive stuff and everything was amazing at that point. It was great, but it was kind of nice to like get those few lonely miles on the trail where I could just really keep pushing, see, you know, just forget the pain, forget the constant soreness or anything that was going on, and just make sure that I gave my all at that point. When I was maybe less than a quarter mile, I could hear everyone at the finish just, you know, yelling my name through the woods. Come on, Adam, keep pushing, keep pushing. I just kept bombing down those hills.
4:33.
Good job. Yeah.
Cheers.
Thanks.
Gotta give a big shout out here to a couple people that made all this happen. Starting with my wife, as usual, always supporting my crazy ideas. Even out there when she's like expecting our little girl, that was like huge. And hopefully in the future, I can be doing those things now with the little girl as well. And big shout out as well to all the 3 other dudes that came and helped pace. Pierre, Nick, and Art. They kept my spirits high in all shape and form. And last but not least, also my buddy Mike, which took a huge part of his day to come there and record this awesome footage that he got out there, and as well keeping my spirits high. So big just thanks to everyone as usual.
Don't take it the wrong way, but your butt looks really good. I've been staring at it for the last, probably 10 miles.
I'm Adam Ribeiro, 31 years old, Brazilian, from Lowell, Massachusetts. I'm a husband, dad. Why do I suck at this?